guys? Another video here. So in this video, let me change gears. As I mentioned in the previous video, I'm on the 36 sprocket now, so I'm actually changing gears to get to basically 20-21 miles per hour into the headwind and around 24 miles per hour into if I have a tailwind. But anyway, in this video, the last video I talked about why I think 22 miles per hour and 1000 watt is key. That's obviously that's just wind factoring in prices of the kits. So this is what I want to talk about, what I'm planning to do next with the bike. So I'm getting a lot of, rightly so, comments about the bike being like a Mad Max style kind of bike. It gets a lot of attention also, obviously, because you have that generator on the side of your bike. And it looks like it's Frankenstein's monster, which is true. It is Frankenstein's monster. The bike name is Frankenstein. But I think the other thing that I was planning, the original plan was to just ride this across the state as it is now, after I weatherproof it a little bit. And that's still fine, I could do that still, obviously. But and then also in the fall, if I wanted to, was to disassemble the engine and then put it on a fat tire bike to make it look super cool, super nice. But I'm getting a lot of comments about this being a Mad Max bike. And too many looks. You want to be underneath the radar, guys. You don't want to stand out like a sore thumb, which is kind of what I'm doing now. Which is good and bad. A lot of people are interested in it. They think it's cool. Sparks the conversation about this kind of bike. But the other thing is that, I don't really like that much attention. I just want to ride. So, and I also found out that you don't actually have to disassemble the engine, in the sense that when I look at the casing, the plastic casing of the generator, and how it's connected to, how the engine itself is connected to the case, it's actually really easy to take it. It's really easy to take it apart, or to remove the engine from the casing, except for probably the pull cord and then the peacock knob. Those are the only two where I think I might actually have to cut the plastic. But other than that, it should be pretty. It's just a matter of there's 4 bolts holding the engine to the case, and then there's probably around 12 screws holding the case together. So once all that stuff comes out, the case should just fall apart from the engine. If the case is divided, there's 2 parts to the case, basically. It's like 2 halves. So once you unscrew everything, it should just come apart. And what that does, it saves probably 3 to 4 inches from the top. Actually more than that, actually. Probably 3 to 5 inches from the top. And it also saves probably 3 to 4 inches from the sides. So that can definitely easily, and then I'll have to make a new mount for it, obviously. But that can easily fit. What the hell is this guy? So that can easily fit in once that the engine is pulled away from that casing, it should easily fit into a cruiser style frame with a S-loop at the bottom. It should very easily fit into there. Of course, I have to make a mount for the actual engine. But I feel the engine is a really good, very low vibration engine. so I can just make it out of wood, or really nice weatherproof wood, hard wood, or metal, if I have tools. Hang on, this is a difficult turn. I don't want to go too fast here. Yeah, here comes the cop. And you pretend that I'm actually biking at the moment. Haha. Well, I don't think the cop cares, but when you see a cop, it's probably a good idea just to pretend to pedal a little bit. Of course, I'm not actually really pedaling. Or I'm pedaling, but it's not really doing anything. But anyway, yeah, so then it should fit in a cruiser frame pretty easily. So I'm thinking that I could do that like this summer, just to make it less obvious, and also clean it up a little bit. You know, make it look less than like a Mad Max. I don't think it looks that bad, but you know, I think people who don't know about e-bikes, about do-it-yourself e-bikes, they would probably think it looks pretty bad. I've seen worse. I've done worse in terms of wiring, so. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking I could do with it. And so it'll be a cruiser style frame, and then I'll reposition I'll take apart these two batteries that make 72 volts, and just make it into one big giant battery compartment on the very top tube. And then I think I should be set to go across the state, possibly across the US. I want to try to do it with a fat tire bike, but I don't know the fit of the fat tire bike, of the frame. It still might be too small for even the engine pulled apart like that. So, and I don't want to spend $350 just to know, it's through the mail, and just to find out that it doesn't fit. So I don't want to spend $350, $380 and then find out that I can't use it at all. But a cruiser style bike on eBay is like only $130, and maybe that's just a good gap stop until I figure out how I want to get fat tires on it. Or maybe I can use the cruiser frame and put fat tires in that. So, yeah. So that's kind of the deal. This is a huge hill right here. So now I'm going to switch. I'm at 4th gear now. I'm going to switch to 3rd gear. Okay. Let off the throttle. Switch to 2nd gear. Let off the throttle. So now I'm going to really pull up this hill. This is a really nasty hill. Yeah, I was going up this hill the other day. I had a really good, I didn't have the generator with me, so I had a really good speed at that time. And there was like a guy on his road bike walking up the hill. I blasted by him. I literally went up this hill at 30 miles per hour with this engine. You can't do that with 1,000 watts, guys, not with 1,000 watts. Only with the 3 kilowatt plus. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, you see that surging? That's what you get when that's what happens when I'm on a lower chain ring, I think. Anyway, that's kind of the video, what I want to do in terms of updates. So possibly I need to check a couple more things before I need to disassemble the engine first before I buy the cruiser bike. But just from my understanding of the generator, how it is put together at the moment, I don't have to take apart any of the engine at all, like, which is what I was fearing, like taking apart the carb, taking apart the, the alternator, the electric components, the exhaust. I don't have to, fuel tank I do, and that's just a hose. But other than that, I think it's pretty easy to take it out, take the generator out of the case. And then at that point, I would really be able to soundproof it also. But in terms of like the priorities, I think probably doing that first over soundproofing is a priority. Because yeah, I get a lot of looks on this bike, which it's what it is. But I'd rather not have the looks personally. This is me. Okay, that's the video, guys.